Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mrs. Haverstock, and we're back looking at Chapter 11 this week. Excuse me. We are focusing on lessons 9 and 10, and we've actually finished the first half of the chapter, and so we are working now on the metric system. So we've learned about customary measurements, we talked about cups and miles and feet and all that good stuff, and now we're moving to the metric system. The same thought applies that there are different categories of the metric system. Like the first one we're going to talk about today is talking about units of length. So we're really going to write down in our math spiral notebook, chapter 11, lessons 9 and 10. I can measure objects and convert units with the metric system. Even today, our date is 3/24, so we'll date that up at the top. Hey, I really have heard your suggestions about trying to make sure that I don't cut off my numbers. So if you could please just give me that helpful information when you see this video. When I make them, I always make them so that I can see them, but sometimes when it transposes over to the video format for you, things get cut off. So keep me posted. Okay, so once you've got your spiral notebook all set up, your I can statement is there, we've got the date on there. I want you to notice right here, I've got a picture of the centimeters ruler. Now, if you remember the last day of school, I sent you home with a ruler, and it has two sides to it. So this one on the top is a picture of the customary inches ruler. We use that a lot. But on the other side, we made sure everybody had a ruler that had a centimeter side. So for today's lesson, you're really going to have to make sure you're using the correct side for the metric system. If you notice a little bit too, like I'm noticing the difference in the rulers because they have like, look at this is 3 centimeters right here, and this is 3 inches. So wow, that's a big difference. We want to make sure we're using the right unit of measure to notice when we're measuring something to be very precise. So I noticed that the metric system is going to have a much more precise measurement than the customary system. I often talk about Mr. Haverstock when he works at the company he works at. When they make things for cars, they make parts for cars, they go down to the centimeter, actually to the millimeter. If you're looking at the millimeter, that's these little lines right here. So the little lines in between the 6 and the 7, those are the millimeter marks, and that's the kind of measurements we need to be super precise. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so let's kind of get used to using these different units of measure. And when I think about kilometers, kilometers is my biggest unit of measure for measuring length in the metric system. And when I think about kilometers, that's usually the distance, like if I'm measuring between cities or maybe how far you're going to run, right? That's very far. So this is really used in long distances. So I'm going to write down long distance right here, right? A kilometer is something that's pretty far. All right, so then if I think about the next one, if I think about meters, okay, so when are we going to use meters? Well, interestingly enough, meters is often used when you're talking about certain things, like maybe the height of a door or the distance, length of a soccer field or a football field. So a meter would definitely be used to measure things that are a little bit longer, like a hallway or maybe a door, the height of a door, right? Or maybe the length of a field. Ooh, I feel like maybe I went over too far. All right, then we're talking about centimeters. When I want to measure something with centimeters, that's more of an everyday thing. Like I'm going to measure my pen in centimeters, or maybe I'm going to measure some paper in centimeters. I could talk about measuring the iPad I use in centimeters. So those are things that you want to think about are everyday sized objects, right? And then there is the millimeters. Millimeters are tiny. Millimeters are things that we use, that we see that are very small, and we need to be precise. So I mentioned some of those items that Mr. Haverstock makes, right? We want to be precise with those. But really, like if I'm a scientist and I want to measure an insect wing, that's would I use? That's the measurement I use. I would use a millimeter measurement because that is super precise, right? Looking over at your ruler, take a look at it again. These millimeters are precise for those types of measurements. Okay, so when we're talking about measuring something small, I want you to notice something. The metric system is actually way easier to convert measurements with than the customary system because everything's the same. Everything revolves around the number 10. So watch this. If I have 1 centimeter, let's say from 3 to 4, that's 1 centimeter in length, right? There are exactly 10 millimeters inside that centimeter. 1 centimeter equals 10 millimeters. So, for instance, if I'm measuring maybe a paperclip, if I'm measuring a paperclip and a paperclip is about 4 centimeters long, it's pretty easy math, right? Because I'm going bigger to smaller, right? I'm going centimeters to meters, right? I multiply. Bigger to smaller, I multiply. And now I've got 40 millimeters. So when I used those ideas last time of bigger to smaller, I multiply, and smaller to bigger. Wow, hi Larry, this way. Sorry. I divide. That's still the same. That part of converting measurements has not changed. So we can think about that, and we're going to be doing some measuring now. Okay, so if you could please, could you go to page 855 in your textbook? And it's actually, it looks like a homework page, but just realize we're just going to use it to practice. Because we don't have a lot of together time right now, we need to just practice using the centimeter side of your ruler. So if you look at page 855 and we start with number 1, there's a really pretty picture of a frog, and they would like you to measure him in both centimeters and millimeters. Okay, they want to know what is the measurement for that frog. So if you could do numbers 1 through, let's go through number 6. No big deal, right? Numbers 1 through number 6. And then I want you to check your answers. I did put the answer key in this assignment page. So check your answers with the answer key and then log back into this video and you can keep going from there. We're not done, but I'd love for you to check your answers to make sure you're measuring correctly. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so now that you've practiced measuring with your centimeter ruler, we're going to start with our metric conversions. On your Math Spiral notebook, if you could please copy down these conversion measurements, they are actually found on page 857 if you'd like to check it out in your textbook, but these are what they are, and we're going to be using them to talk about changing units of measure. So when I think about measurement for metrics, I think, wow, this really is interesting because everything is based off, right, power of 10. So if I'm looking at how to multiply, I would think to myself, okay, let's pretend I've got 7 meters. Okay, if I've got 7 meters of length, and I want to convert it to centimeters. Okay, cool. So 7 meters is going to be how many centimeters? Well, let's think. If I have 7 times 100, right? Because bigger to smaller I multiply. Oh my goodness, this is great. Quick mental math. You know how to do that. 7 times 100 is 700. So we can really convert measurements in metrics super easy using some of our base 10 math tricks that we've used this year. Okay, so what we know about customary units of measure, what we were doing last week, is all about fraction work. They were chapters 9 and 10 all over again. But metrics is all about decimals. So they don't have fractions in metrics. It's all about decimal work, which is kind of a bonus because we know a lot about decimal work, right? So let's do that same idea we had before. when we converted meters to centimeters, only this time let's use some old tricks that we had. So we know that we're doing bigger to smaller. I'm going to multiply 100 centimeters in a meter. Okay, so this is cool. This is our zeros trick, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, we can do it two ways. We can say, I can do my basic fact of 1 times 7 and 3/10, which is 7 and 3, right? And then I add two zeros. And then I think, how many decimal spaces do I have? Well, there's only one decimal space. I come over and I put my decimal point here. My answer is 730. That's one way of thinking of it, right? If you're like, what? What did she just do? Hey, don't worry about it. I got another way to show you. Remember when we did this one? I'm going to take the same problem, and this time, instead of doing the zeros trick that way, I'm going to swoop the decimal. Remember, swoop? There it is. Swoop the decimal. Hey, if you're looking for that video, remember it's in last week's folder, and you can look it up under Chapter 11 resources. So swoop the decimal means we're going to go to the right, right? Because we're multiplying, we're going to go to the right. This one tells me that I'm going to the right 2 times because I have two zeros. So I'm going to take 7 and 3/10 and I'm going to swoop the decimal twice, once, 2 times, and then I'm going to put that decimal point right there. But hold on a minute. If you were really watching, I feel like this is a magic show, right? If you're really watching and I swoop the decimal twice, once, twice, move that decimal point, I have a space there. Do you remember what we do with it? Yep, I heard you yell it. Annex the zero. So we have moved the decimal. The decimal, I wonder if I've got an eraser on this doohickey. Oh, I do. The decimal is no longer there. What? Magic. Come on, that's cool, right? Okay, so the decimal is no longer there, and we're going to go ahead and just write 730, right? I swooped it over. I didn't have to worry about it. I moved the decimal. The decimal is hidden over there, and it is the exact same answer as this one. So when I'm multiplying, I slide the decimal to the right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking to yourself, hold on, this couldn't be this simple, is it? But guess what? It is. It is this simple. So here's what we know. When we go bigger to smaller, we multiply. And when I go smaller to bigger, I divide, right? So, okay, now I'm doing 9,000, this is a comma, divided by 1,000 because there's 1,000 meters inside of a kilometer, right? So I can think of this in two ways. I can say, okay, 9,000 divided by 1,000. Some of us go like, that's a great zeros trick. No problem, Mrs. Haverstock. I'm going to take my basic fact, 9 divided by 1, and I'm going to say the answer is 9. And then I'm going to make sure that I cancel my zeros. Let's see, 1 0 on this side, balance the zeros. Remember how we did that? Hey, I don't have any zeros left. My answer is just 9. So using that zeros trick, that's awesome. I can do it that way, right? The other thing that I can do, if you want to think about using that sliding the decimal trick that we just did in the last problem, it's the same idea, right? We know that I have a secret squirrel little decimal point at the end of every whole number. When I'm dividing by decimals, I slide to the left, right? So I have to slide the decimal point 1, 2, 3 spaces. So I'm going to go like this, slide it 1, 2, 3 spaces, which means all these zeros get canceled out, and I have the whole number 9. That again equals the number 9. Whoa, you could do it either way, right? And which way works best for you? Being that 5th grader, you can decide. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here are two problems that I'd like you to solve right now. Writing down 5 meters equals how many centimeters, 99 millimeters equals how many centimeters, and then check back for your answers. All right, how'd you do? We have 5 meters equals 500 centimeters, and 99 millimeters equals 9 centimeters. Okay, let's try this one. So we also want to compare two different units of measure. So you have to pick a side. Remember, you can choose, I'm either going to convert millimeters to centimeters or centimeters to millimeters. My preference is always to multiply because that's easy mental math for me. And so I want to go bigger to smaller. So I'm going to look at this one and do bigger to smaller. I'm going to multiply. Why don't you try it and see what you get? Okay, so I chose to go bigger to smaller. When I do that, it's 70 times 10. So 70 times 10 is 700. 700 is less than 720, right? So 700 millimeters is less than 720 millimeters. All right, folks, that's it for me for today. So if you could now turn to page 859 in your textbook, you'll be working on problems 3 through 19. It won't take long. Remember, you're doing math using the zeros trick or using the sliding the decimal. Either one works, and if you could check your answers, that'd be awesome. I hope you have a really great day. And hey, if you think about it, you can always send me a quick message. Did I get all my numbers in the right spot? Was anything cut off? Just let me know how it went for you today, and I hope you're having a really, really great Tuesday. All right, talk to you soon.